Hello, this is King of Review, and we're going to be applying the quadratic formula to this quadratic equation to solve it. So first, let's start off by making it the standard formula that we want. Well, we don't want this 6, so we're going to have to subtract 6 to both sides. Therefore, it's going to say 5x squared, 4x, minus 4. 2 minus 6 is now minus 4. And therefore, our a value is 5, b is 4, and c is negative 4. And the quadratic formula says negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay. So our b value is going to be 4, so it should say negative 4 plus or minus 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is 5, times c, which is negative 4, over 2 times a, which is 5. And then negative 4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared, which is 16, negative 4 times 5, which is negative 20, times negative 4, which is plus 80, over 2 times 5, which is 10. Now that turns into negative 4 plus or minus square root of 96 over 10. Okay. Then you realize, oh, I probably can do something with this 96. So let's make a factor tree. 2, 48, 2, 24, 4, 6. So you realize I can pull out a 2, and I can pull out a 2 from this 2, and therefore I'm going to be remaining with 6 inside. Therefore this is 2, and that's 2. That's going to be 4 root 6. So this should say 4 root 6 over 10. Then you can divide everything by 2. Now don't forget that you have to divide this and this value by 2 because we're doing the plus and minus, not multiplication, but plus and minus. So it should say negative 2 plus or minus 2 root 6 over 5. And therefore, A is your answer. Now again, it looks like the negative is on the entire number and not just the negative 2, the 2 itself. But if you distribute this negative to the 2 and to the plus and minus, negative 2 root 6, you're going to have the same value. And that's why it's the correct answer. Now let's look at the other options. Option B says 3 on the bottom, but actually you're doing 2 times a, which is your 5, so it's 10, which means it's not going to simplify down to some number like 3. That's why this is wrong. The same thing can be said about C. If the denominator is 10, there's no way that your denominator is going to end up with something like 7. It's not going to simplify to 7. Also, about D, it's missing the bottom, the 2a. That's why this is wrong. And therefore the answer to this question is A.